you guys?
Back, what's up?
Let me share my screen with you guys. 1 second. So I just wanted to show you guys because I've been I had a few meetings last week with a few of the product managers at HighLevel on the conversation AI stuff, and we were talking about all sorts of things. But one of the things that I discovered in conversation with them is with respect to the web crawler. So actually, let me back up for a second. So you guys might know that a few weeks ago, HighLevel released conversation AI and workflows. So we now have this conversation AI action and workflows. And that kind of opens the door to us being able to set our own objectives, for what we want the AI to do. In the past, when we've talked about, HighLevel's kind of built-in AI, we know that, or you guys probably know that with kind of like the out of the box settings that they have for the bot, it's really set up to do one objective right now, and that's appointment booking. And so we were kind of waiting for them to come out with different objectives, but now they're sort of thinking about the bot builder community as well, and they're looking at like, oh man, maybe the HighLevel audience, maybe our audience actually wants to be bot builders also. So we're just going to put it into HighLevel workflows so they can build whatever they want. So then it became a thing for me like, well, if I can build whatever I want in workflows, set my own objectives, do all that kind of stuff, like how does that interact with the knowledge base? So the product managers let me know that right now the conversation AI action and workflows can actually access the knowledge base. So my question then was, well, the knowledge base right now is like a little weird, it's like it's just set up for this question and answer thing, with the appointment objective and all of that. But they did release this ability to put a web URL in here and scrape the web URL, which, so folks have been putting their websites in there and scraping their website so that way they can get, general information on their products and services into the bot, yada, yada, yada. But I'm looking for like a knowledge base. I just want to give it a knowledge base. It's great that it can scrape websites and everything. But I just want to be able to give it a database of information. And so supposedly here in the next few weeks, they're going to be pushing out Google Doc and Google Sheet integration for the knowledge base area. But they mentioned to me, and they had the check on it while we were on the call, but they mentioned that we should be able to use a public Google Doc right now. Just put the URL in for the web crawler and crawl to Google Doc. And I was like, that's awesome. So I did it. And I have a little Google Doc I was just testing with. This is my brother's company, Midwest Fencing. And just so you guys can see, I just made a little Google Doc here, kind of like your standard standard Google Doc. So we just have service offering, consultation and assessment, initial consultation to understand the needs, design and planning, quotation and contract, installation services, post installation, all this type of stuff, and then fencing materials, vinyl, steel, wood. And so, my first test with the bot was, okay, like if it really is crawling the Google Doc, then I should be able to give it, I should be able to prompt it for, giving me the fencing types, like the materials. And you can test directly with the bot right here. And you guys probably saw a second ago, I only had 3 types in there, vinyl, wood, and steel. And so, I'm just prompting it right here. What types of fencing do you offer? Vinyl, wood, and steel. And then I'm playing around with the same thing in the conversation AI in the workflows. This is going to be more of a process. I had the team send me the raw JSON object that's actually calling OpenAI on the back end because I don't know how they're translating all the fields in here to the actual prompt. So need to do a little inspection and figure out like what's going on under the hood. But this is going to be a complete game changer. I mean, everybody in the high level space is going to be building these bots. It's going to be redonkulous here pretty soon, in my opinion. So there's some funny things. I'll show you guys this little interaction, and this is just all about like the prompting and stuff. But I mistyped up here. I said I was wondering what types of fence. I meant to say fence types. What types of fence types do you install? But I mistyped. I said I was wondering what types of fence toy install. And down here when it finally responded in the workflow, oh, that's funny. It actually is not showing the response in the conversation thread, which is kind of weird. I wonder if I refresh. Let me refresh and see if it does. Yeah, it looks like what moved through conversation AI in the workflow, the initial message that it sent is not being shown in the conversation thread. So that's that might be a bug, or maybe they did that intentionally, but I'm not a huge fan of that. Anyways, when it first kicked off the AI in the workflow, it said we sell all the fence toys. Thanks for reaching out. How may we help you? So a little bit of humor coming from the AI. But anyway, I just wanted to show you guys that you can add that Google Doc into your knowledge base, because you can, if you do that, then you can access that knowledge base from the workflow action, which is great. So until they actually have Google Doc and Google Sheet integration up, if you just want a raw knowledge base in there, if you want to slap it in Google Doc, make it public, you can put it right in here into the crawler and have it crawl it, and it'll work. So that's my nugget for today.
So Zach,
let me know if you have any questions.
Yeah, I got a question on that. So with documents like the Google Doc, is it a file that you just uploaded directly, or is it a file that lives already online and you're just providing the URL for it?
Yeah, the latter. So if you when you're making a Google Doc, like you just make this doc and then you go up here to share, and then it'll be unrestricted initially, and then just change it to anyone with the link, which makes it public, so it can be crawled at that point. Then just copy the link and paste that link into the area in HighLevel here. Where'd my window go?
And so I just want to understand like a little bit of the use case. For instance, if I have my website and it has all of my services and different things that I provide on the website, then why would I need and I'm just asking in general, why would I need a separate set of documents to be able to upload outside of the website, or use case wise? I'm just trying to understand it.
Well, you can have all sorts of stuff in a knowledge base. And sometimes you can balance out like what's initially in the prompt versus what's in the knowledge base. But for example, you could even put in the knowledge base, like let's say you were building a sales bot, and you wanted to train it on like good sales interactions over the messaging thread. So you could go find, 50 different interactions or 20 different interactions that you've had with clients that you felt like were really good examples of what you wanted the bot to be doing. They could have just been human interactions. You could put that in there. You could put like all kinds of nuanced information that you want it to have access to that you wouldn't be like forward facing on your website. But you can, and I think because it looks as though you can actually have multiple docs. I haven't tested that. I don't know if anyone else has, but I think you can have multiple sources. So you could put your website in there, but then you could still have a doc. You could have 3 different docs. Like one doc is like training on good conversations. Another doc is on my products and services. Another doc is, what you don't want it to do. I don't know, just different things like that. So
awesome.
And as long as in the prompt, is kind of where you tell it how to interact with the knowledge. So you tell it like, hey, before you respond, go to the knowledge base on good interactions and, assess whether your response is similar to those. And if so, then, blah, 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 whatever. So.
Gotcha. Thank you.
So if you
Yeah,
were
no
to
problem.
add a second knowledge base in there, would it just be adding a new URL and hitting that get data button and it would just add another one?
Yeah. Yep.
Cool. And then in
It,
terms of the prompting, or if you want to go ahead on that point.
when you first add a new URL, it does this whole like fetching data thing. It adds it to the list and then it's like processing for a little bit. So when it's all done, it'll say trained, and then all the data's been crawled at that point. So the other thing is, if you're crawling a raw website, like well, anybody that's here that's experimented with crawlers in the past, it's like if you have a really good site structure, and the information's all structured correctly, and like you don't have information in images and it's all in text and all this type of stuff, then you can get like a clean crawl. But like oftentimes, like I find that it's better to just I mean, if they're giving us the ability to put all the information in a raw text file, like you're going to be able to crawl that 100% without any problems. So,
Gotcha. And then in terms of adjusting the prompts, where exactly do you do that? Was it in that intent tab or something?
so when you're interacting with the workflow action, the way they have it set up right now is a little weird. Um, and this is just a tiny little test I have in this account, but we have like all sorts of tests going on behind the scenes. But anyway, when you add a conversation AI action, initially this is turned off, and all you have is the ability to ask this is the question that you want the AI to ask. And right off the bat, like this doesn't make a ton of sense to me because you don't always want to trigger AI with asking a question. Sometimes like you would have already asked the question in the workflow or whatever, and you just want to pass it in to handle the response. So there's some like weird things to sort through, but if you open advanced configuration under the additional instructions, and this is where I still am trying to understand where they're putting this into the payload for the request. It appears as though, you know, the kind of with the way they have it set up right now, the additional instructions is kind of where the prompt goes. It's kind of like what I'm deriving from what the main prompt is essentially. So, and here's where I'm saying use the knowledge base to answer any of the customer's questions about Midwest fencing. Do not pull from the general knowledge, only what you're able to access from the knowledge base. Because as you know, like, the model, so they're currently still using GPT 3.5 Turbo, but even so, like the model has all this information in it. You asking about a fencing company, it's going to be like have all sorts of answers about that unless you tell it like only answer from the knowledge base. Like if someone asks for products and services, don't tell them that I offer a bunch of stuff that I don't offer. Like only tell them I offer the stuff from the knowledge base. So
See. And then in terms of, I know you can kind of set, I don't know what it's called, like I guess the temperature, is that a thing in this yet? Like with other
they
chatbot
don't
AIs?
they right now they don't have a temperature setting. I recommended to them that if they're really trying to build this for bot builders, they allow more of sort of like a raw prompting type of thing in here instead of like this GUI layer on top, allow you to actually select your model, allow you to adjust your temperature, like all the stuff that bot builders want to be able to do. So we'll see what they do, but
Yeah.
right now you can't.
Yeah, the only other thing I would think that would be useful too is like, I don't know if they already implemented this, but like if the I guess, if the bot can't answer a question, if there's a way you can pass it off to a human, and, like throw in an internal notification and be like, hey, like human, take this over, please. If they're unsure.
So this is another point of ambiguity for me right now, but like they have these branches down here. Um, there's two that come out of the box, this no condition met and timeout, and then you can add your own branches. How they're getting the information down into the branches is Like, I just don't know how that's working with the way it's prompting and all of that type of stuff. But like, in theory, you can set up your own branches. And so it's like, if it doesn't know the answer to a question or this or that, you can send it down a different branch. And then from there, you can do whatever you want. You know, you can tag someone, add them to a manual flow, time the AI out, you know, all that type of stuff. So the thing that I like about the idea of using conversation AI and workflows is every single like interaction is a pass through, they pass through this action. So it's not like they go to the action and they hover there and the AI has this whole like back and forth with them that's like not exposed to you. Every time the AI like responds, it's supposed to kick them down through one of the branches afterwards. And so if you have it set up, you could have it set up to loop between workflows, to loop in the same workflow. So, but in theory, you should have a checkpoint after every single interaction where you can decide, what do I want to do now? Do I want to tag them? Do I want to move them to a different flow? It doesn't just like have the ability to sort of like go on a rampage on its own, you know, with no accountability. So
Right. Can you have conversation AI disabled, but like as a feature, but enabled in workflows? You can have that, right?
I don't know. I haven't tested that. Like all the accounts I've tested it on, it's been enabled. So um I haven't tested the use case of like a sub account where it's disabled, but seeing if it's enabled in a workflow.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
My first thought goes to you would probably have to turn off rebilling for that feature within the sub account. Because if you're not going to expose it to them, how are you, how are you going to transparently bill for it?
Right. Yeah, it depends, I guess, if you want to build it on their behalf or if you want to let them go through all the knowledge base. Yeah.
That was the
SaaS
first thing that
versus
popped in my head is the rebilling side of it. So, okay. Hey, I've got this awesome snapshot for you. Oh, by the way, there's a crap ton of conversational AI in here that I'm going to charge you 5 cents a message for. Just want to let you know. And you can't touch it or turn it off.
Yeah, it has to be strategically built in that offer.
I would turn off the rebilling and, have it as a higher
it's pretty
ticket
expensive
item.
though. Yeah, like isn't it like 8 cents per each interaction?
No.
Something like crazy. I thought I remember I saw that.
So it was 5 cents a message. And then OpenAI lowered their rates and now it is 2 cents a message. So yeah, when you turn on rebilling, if you mark it up like 1.5 times, I mean, you're looking at 3-4 cents.
Right.
So.
All right, I'm going over to Ali. What's up, man?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right. I had a question in regards to the new SaaS configurator with the up to 20 SaaS plans. Are you familiar with? Have you played around with it or not? Not so much.
Yeah, I have. And Charles, you might be a good resource on this too, because I'm sure you've already went ham on those configuration tiers.
I haven't yet.
Okay, all right. Well, yeah, shoot your question out, man, and we'll figure it out together.
So essentially, I had been asking Sean like when they're gonna release this price per seat situation, and then this is what they came out with, which wasn't what I was expecting, but I guess it's doable for the time being. So pretty much I want to create multiple SaaS plans where like it's not going to be based on features, it's just going to be based on number of seats. However, I'm just not sure how that's going to play in a upgrade downgrade path because I haven't tested it out myself. But for example, if I bring on a client that let's say has 5 users and a month later, they're like, oh, we just hired a new employee, want to give them access. But that specific plan that they're on has a limitation of only 5 users. Would I have to just create a separate SaaS plan with 6 users for them to be able to manually or just automatically upgrade without reaching out to me?
That is a good question.
Yep.
Yeah, because when they hit the user threshold, what happens right now? Does anybody know? Do you know, Charles, if they hit the threshold, do they get like an alert or something, or what?
It
What
will,
happens?
yeah. So if they go to add a new user, it will let them know that they need to upgrade their account or contact their agency. Yeah.
So if the upgrade is available, like there is a plan that has more users,
Correct.
would
There
it
is an
still
upgrade
prompt them to
path.
contact the agency, or they'll
No,
be
if there's an upgrade path set, then they can go into the company billing and just click upgrade as long as you have that toggled on.
got it. And
So that
then
is a feature of the
that'll
SaaS configurator.
automatically
Mhm.
update in Stripe and everything.
Correct. Yep.
Okay. And then do you know if the prorations and all that, if like they're adding a new team member like in the middle of their billing cycle, if that would be prorated, or it would just be their next billing cycle will just charge the higher amount?
I believe it is prorated. It'll cancel their current subscription at the same time it's starting the new one. So the previous subscription would be prorated back, so they get a credit for that, and then they would be billed for their new one, which that credit would apply to the new one.
I see. So their billing cycle
Because everything that's
change if
done,
they
yeah, the thing you have to keep in mind, the SaaS configurator doesn't do anything that you can't do in Stripe.
I see.
Okay, so how Stripe handles cancellations and upgrades to other prices,
By default, it is prorated. I saw that in Stripe.
yeah, is going to be how the SaaS configurator handles it, because it is powered by Stripe.
I see. Okay.
We're-
How would you advise if I also wanted to have like an affiliate program where if a client were to go through my affiliate, there's an incentive for them. So instead of paying full price, it would be like 50% off the first month or something like that. Would I have to create a separate SaaS plan for that, or can I just provide like a coupon code or?
Yeah, so that you would probably do a Stripe checkout.
A Stripe checkout.
Yeah, so you would have to, so you wouldn't have to create, you're saying an affiliate. So if you have someone that wants to sign up as an affiliate, but also wants your platform, you're going to give them 50% off the first month?
No. So let's say you are an affiliate of my white label version of HighLevel, right? And my ideal clients that use my white label version are mortgage professionals. Okay. So let's say you are an affiliate of my white label version and you come across a mortgage professional and you're like, hey, there's a software like, the Snapshot and everything is meant for mortgage professionals. If you use my link to sign up, you'll receive 50% off your first month. Kind of like how right now HighLevel has affiliates where like instead of 14 days, you get 30 days or whatever, right?
Yep. So if you had, what you would have to do is you would have to utilize Stripe checkout. For one, HighLevel doesn't support coupons for recurring products.
Right.
Okay. Yet it is coming soon because they've already released the feature in the affiliate manager, the coupon tracking. It's coming. Just don't know when. But it's soon. But what you could do in the meantime is you could take your existing product. Okay. So let's say it's, level 3. This is what I offer everybody. And you would just go into Stripe and create a coupon. Well, you would create a coupon that is 50% off for 1 month. and generate that coupon code. Okay. Then you would go to the product in Stripe. So you go to your product catalog, select the SaaS configurator product.
Right. The one that says like agency plan next to it or whatever.
Correct. The one that you want as a price. So that you'll have the product, then you'll have multiple prices underneath that product in Stripe. Okay. Whatever price is going to be the regular monthly price, you create a payment link for it. Okay. You do all this in Stripe, generate the payment link. It basically gives you a one-pager checkout with Stripe. You enable coupons, and then you can give them the link to, and they can shorten it using whatever they want. Or you can set up a URL redirect for them in your agency if you really wanted to get all fancy about it. But basically, they would just have to give, if I'm an affiliate and I want to offer them that 50% off, I would have to direct them to that Stripe checkout page and give them the coupon code to get that 50% off that first month. There's no pretty way of doing it.
Now, through the affiliate manager,
it would not be tracked.
It would not be tracked.
Nope. That's the one, because it's not checking out through your campaign funnel or website. It's checking out through Stripe. Well,
you could also do, you could still do it in HighLevel, but you could do, so you could do essentially like an upfront payment, but
like the setup fee, basically.
Yeah, setup fee plus a 30-day trial. Yeah, and then just make the setup fee half of what it would normally be, you know, for the first month.
So in that case, would it be 2 separate SaaS plans? One would be without.
No, it'd just be another.
It would be another SaaS plan.
Yeah, it would, because you can't do
setup fee.
You can't do a trial on a price. You can only do a trial on a product.
Right. So I would have my main, let's say, for example, I just have one product, just to simplify it. I charge $200 a month for it. However, I would create a separate plan for my affiliates to drive traffic to.
Correct.
Where I would add a 30-day free trial, but I would make it $100 setup fee. Correct. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And you can also coupon code off of, so this is where it could get into your, well, actually, no, you still can't. You
still
can't,
won't show it.
No.
That was the first thing I checked. As soon as they announced it, I was like, ooh, let me turn on No, it didn't show yet.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could coupon code on the setup fee, but you can't actually, because the product is still a recurring product. So yeah, you would. So basically, what you were saying is accurate. You would do it the way.
So you would just create 2 SaaS products that are the same exact price. Just one has a 30-day free trial with $100 setup fee, and then you would just customize your. You need to make sure that you customize your 2-step order form to really clearly, because you can change all the headers and labels of each section of that 2-step, and just make sure that you go through and rename them to where it actually makes sense.
Right.
Because what's going to end up happening is it's going to show them 0, but then $100 setup fee on 2 different line items. It's kind of weird how sometimes things get shown in the 2-step order form. So just go through it as, you know, a test product. So grab a screenshot of it, and that way you can say, okay, now what do I need to label this to where it makes more sense of what is what.
Right.
That's the only thing I would.
And then in regards to the upgrade path, would I also need to like put these in 2 separate categories? Like, how would that work?
That would make it tough, actually, from that perspective.
You'd have to have an upgrade path for each, because each product.
Interesting. So even though they
come back to the same thing, you're starting off with 2 different products, so you'd have 2 different paths. They won't intertwine.
Yep.
You'd have an
basically
upgrade
I have
path
to
for your
duplicate
affiliates.
every single.
You need 2 of everything, essentially.
Oh,
and there's still a limit of 20 SaaS plans, right?
correct.
I see. God, do you know when this coupon code is going to come out for subscriptions?
It's a million
They've been
dollar
talking
question.
about it for a while, but
That would just solve everything, right?
I haven't heard.
Yeah, so when they release that, then you'll be able to actually offer coupons on your SaaS
Mhm.
on recurring subscription. So you could do it as a one-time fee or also as
You
I
would
guess
just
like
set it
a
up in coupons underneath payments, whatever you
And
set
I would
up
just give
as
my
a coupon.
affiliates the coupon code, right?
Well, so now that goes down another rabbit hole. So there's coupons for products, and then there's affiliate coupon codes.
Yeah.
They are not the same thing. So affiliate coupon codes were intended for the people that say they like, look, I don't like giving out affiliate links. I think it looks tacky, blah, 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 blah. They can just give a regular link, tell someone to go to your pricing page, but to use their coupon code, which then identifies that sale as their sale. It
And
doesn't
would track-
actually,
It would
yeah,
track, but it's a one-time product, right? It's not a subscription.
it only works on one-time products right now
Right.
because you can't see coupon codes on recurring. Now, when they roll out coupon codes for recurring products, I don't know if you will be able to tie in the affiliate coupon code to an actual coupon code where there's actually like some kind of discount or something tied to it. Because the affiliate coupon code, there is no discount or anything tied to it. It's just a code.
That's
It's to get around the whole UTM tracking and affiliate link and
so at least you have the
cookie.
option for that, which is cool.
Yeah.
But you should be
So
able to
it just
associate a
basically
discount.
fills in the ref URL essentially with that coupon
Correct.
code, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It
Got So it's
it
not actually
tracks
giving
that
a
sale
discount.
to that affiliate. It pipes it together.
Got it. So there's no discount being offered,
Mm-mm.
even though they're calling it a coupon.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
You should have
because
that
that's
option.
that's the only place you can put it is in a coupon field.
Right. Okay.
Unless they come up with another field for, and they may.
They better add a discount
like
option.
a referral code or whatever. I'm sure it'll make a lot more sense once they come out with, well, I won't say once they come out. I'll say about 60 to 90 days after they come out with the coupons for recurring products.
Yep.
I'm sure this will all make a lot more sense together.
Okay. Another question while I have you is, before these SaaS plans got rolled out, I was trying to offer like a 50% discount to certain customers for like 3 months. So in the SaaS configurator at that time, you were only able to create 3 SaaS plans. So what I did is I created 3 SaaS plans, and then I created another 3 SaaS plans, and I never deleted anything in Stripe. So in my Stripe account, I have 6 SaaS plans. 1 at full price, 3 at full price, and then 3 at 50% off. And I was told by Sharon that if I go into Stripe and I put like a cancellation date of when those 90 days are going to come up, and then start them on the 100% plan, then it will just charge them. But I just wasn't sure if that's going to actually update the information in their billing information on HighLevel.
Have you already had people check out on these 50% off?
Yeah, so I can
Through
share
Stripe or through a checkout form?
No, it was done through my website on
a checkout form, and it auto created their accounts and everything, even though they weren't the products that were attached to the SaaS configurator.
Correct. It put them on the discounted one. However, I just want to make sure that when their 90 days comes up, that they get charged the full price on the 4th month.
I don't know how you can tie that together.
So this
without
is
having to do it manually in Stripe.
Let me just log into my Stripe account and I can show you what I've done.
Yeah, it's funny how coupons would just solve this problem so easily. Like, hey,
I would have done a
recurring
coupon.
subscriptions.
It would have been a heck of a lot easier.
Yeah, like, hey, a coupon for 3 months, right? And then it goes back
Yeah.
to regular price. Like, it literally is so simple.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm gonna go ahead and shut down the Facebook Live.
Do you want a proven way to increase your lead generation on your website and sales funnels, as well as add an additional revenue stream to your agency? Check out www.chathq.io today and start your free account.